All right, here we are, week 8, video 4, and we're still working on probability, specifically lesson 5, and that has to do with using spinners to compare likelihoods. So, I'm going to, in this video, demonstrate, do questions 2 and 6 as examples. You will be responsible for doing question 1, question 5, and question 7. So that's 1 A, B, C, 5 A and B, and question 7. In addition, as per usual, you will also be responsible for doing Unit 7, Lesson 5 in your practice and homework book. So do that; those 2 pages, 112 and 113 as well. Okay, so in order to do number 2, I looked at it and I thought, I'm going to do this as a chart. So let's look at it and see what it asks, what the task is. The pointer on each spinner is spun on these pictures of spinners. And the question is, how likely is the pointer to land on each color? And the colors given are red, blue, green, orange, and yellow. And then the question asks you to use the words less likely, equally likely, or more likely. Okay, well, I decided, as I said, to do it up as in a chart form, and I added impossible as well. So let's see what can be said about these 3 spinners. Let's look at A first. So in A, you have 4 sections, and each one is a different color, and there are 4 of them. So it is equally likely that it would land on red, on blue, on green, or on yellow. It could not possibly land on orange because orange is not there. So that's basically all you can say about A. Okay, let's move on to B. B, it is more likely than it would be on orange, isn't it? Because there are 4 sections and 2 of the 4 are orange. So it's more likely that it would be on there. It'd be less likely to be land on blue or to land on green. And it would be impossible for it to land on red. There are other things you could say, but we'll leave that alone. Okay, C. This time we have 6 sections: 2 blue, 2 green, 1 orange, 1 yellow. Now this gets a little bit more complicated, but what you could say is that it would be equally the outcome of landing on blue or green would be equally likely. So C there and C there. Once again, it is impossible for it to land on red because red is not there. It would be less likely to land on yellow and less likely to land on orange. You could also talk about the relative ability of it to land on yellow and equal to orange as well. But we'll leave that there. So there's more statements that you could make, but those are a number of them. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 6, Alex and Rebecca spin the pointer on this spinner here. Alex gets a point for an even number. Rebecca gets a point if it lands on an odd number. Each person spins the pointer 20 times. The person with the most points wins. Who is more likely to win? How do you know? Okay, so this is just going to be a statement And so Alex gets a point every time it lands on an even number, and there are 2 of those, 2 and 4. Rebecca gets a point if it lands on an odd number, and there are 3 of those, 1, 3, and 5. So in 20 spins, it is more likely that it will land on an odd number, because there are more of them, 3 of them, than it is that it will land on an even number, because there are only 2. So Rebecca is more likely to win because she has 3 sectors, but Alex has only 2. So in 20, if all things were even, 20 times each should be enough for the greater number of odds to be the result, the outcome more often. Okay. So that's it for this week. Next week we move on to experiments, and I look forward to that. GoPro, turn off.